Hello. You notice I don't even hello, Mama T Belly, Amanda T, Pink Lady. Um, you notice I don't even play my intro song anymore because there's this group that every time I play my intro, they claim it as theirs. And I don't even I'm gonna have to change it. I mean, I don't know what's going on with it. It's just an intro. I don't even know that it's really a real song or anything. Hello, Speak Truth with Love. So, a rainy day here. It's warm. As soon as the rain moves through, it's going to get cold. Welcome to February in the Midwest. So, I was just coming live for a little bit just to speak on a few things that I've seen lately. So, come on, people. You're in here lurking. Come on in and chat with me. Amanda, it looks like you're the only one in here with the wrench right now. So, good luck, kid. So, about a week ago, and I called this Fools of YouTube because about a week ago, I was called to the carpet by Jenny Jen Jen to call Brian out. Hey, Denise, about what he said about Carla's son. Okay, Pink. About addiction, going at addiction. So I became very vulnerable and I ripped the scab off and opened a wound about what I was going through with my son, and went on to tell Brian how he shouldn't go for addiction. I wake up to see a video done by Jenny Jen Jen. Well, Vinny G probably made it because I don't think Jenny Jen Jen knows how to make a video. Hey, Artria. Going at Brian, hey, Blank Slate, Denise, about addiction. Calling him a crackhead and shit. Jenny, you look like a fool. It's so funny that Hondo is accepting Brian's bullshit better than you yourself are. But you called on me knowing that I'm the mother of an addict. Hey, Clary, Top Cop. To call Brian out. You called me to the carpet. I did it. I did it from my heart because of what I am going through with my son right now. And then you put out a video about Brian and crack. Hey, Ben. So, Jenny Jen Jen, not only do you look like a total fool. Hey, Cats Rule. But I can promise you that the next time you call me to the carpet, I will rip that son of a bitch out from underneath you. Okay? So, there you go. That's what I've got to say about that. Pink, because she knows I'm the mother of an addict. So she thought it would be cute to challenge me to call Brian out. Now, I'm sure she wasn't aware of what I was going through, what I'm going through right now, with the extent of what I'm going through with my son. But she thought that would be cute. Then she turns around and makes a video about Brian being a crackhead. So I'm not even going to use the word hypocrite. I'm going to use the word fool. Because you look like a fool. And maybe I was the fool. Because I was called to task. Hey, AMD. Happy Thursday to you. Yes, they're ass clowns, Clary. I'll go ahead and add the ass to it. Hey, Captain Obvious. So like I said, Jenny, the next time you want to call me to the carpet, I will rip that son of a bitch out from underneath you. Okay? Now, let's get into the fact that I bared my soul about what I'm going through with my son. And I agree, Chainsaw. Well, not with the resident crackhead part, but you know what I'm saying. But I bared my soul with what I'm going through with my son. I'm over here fighting to keep my son alive. And I hear this stupid shit between Laura and Alicia. Laura, why would you call Alicia's kid a loser? Why would you call him, she called him, I don't know, non-successful or whatever. Why would you do that? And then Alicia, you topped it 100 times more. So Laura made herself look like a fool for going after your kid. So here's a great idea. Let me go so hard that I come across totally heartless. Clary, black-hearted, cats rule. Calling Laura's kids bastards and that the only people Laura can bed down are crackheads and produce kids with meth addicts. And am I missing something here? Is this the new thing on here? Because Alicia, you of all people, you just lost your brother a year ago to addiction. What am I missing here, guys? Are people not aware of the fact that addiction is a disease? If you wouldn't stoop so low to go after somebody with cancer, about their cancer, or about their diabetes, or about their mental illness, which goes on every freaking day on here. You too, Chang. Then why on God's green earth are you going to go after somebody's addiction? It's a freaking disease. I don't understand it. And every time, and yes, I do, I lurk. I don't type in a lot of these chats. Number one, they have them on subscribers only. I'm not going to subscribe to them. No, or they have them on members only, and I'm definitely not going to join their membership. Now, there was a time way back when I had an alt account and I changed the name to I Snort My Pills. And that was directed at Amanda Lynn. I regret the day I ever did that. I don't regret the daddy's little hoe thing with Starlight. I have no regrets about that. If she can call my mom a whore, I can call her daddy's little hoe. No problem. Hey, RK. It's serendipity. Yes, our trio. But I should have never done that to Amanda. And I've never done it to anyone else. Hello, Black Cat Lover. Since then, have I ever? And you know what? I'm not making excuses, but at my mindset back then is when I was a pit bull for Laura and people were going at her about her Adderall. And I thought it would be cute to make an alt account called I Snort My Pills. It wasn't cute. And I learned my lesson real quick. Hey, Brian Clan. See, that's what I try to do on here. If I screw up, no, I'm not perfect. But if I screw up and do something that, well, I'm ashamed of, I try not to repeat that pattern. I try real hard not to repeat that again. And since then, I haven't. You haven't heard me go at anyone's addiction. Or family members or anything like that. Yes, people are only sensitive when it's about them. That's disgusting, Artria. Like anybody can help the fact that they are diabetic. If you all knew what my last week has been like, and I won't bore you with the details. Marty Martin. Hello, Starlight. Yes, she can call my mother a whore if she chooses. Because I know my mother. My mother slept with 2 men in her entire life, and she was married to both of them. But let's not act like this started back before then. Because get your story straight, Marty. You want to come up on panel, and I'll tell you, I'll give you a little history lesson. Because this started back when yeah, no, they won't come in here under their real accounts. But Marty, if you want a link, you can come up here and I'll school you a little bit where Starlight and my problem started. It started when Starlight was running around talking about my vagina. So, excuse me, saying that I have Brian St. John's name tatted on the lips of my vagina. Okay? So you just got a little schooling there. So come back and talk to me, Marty, when you know what the hell you're talking about. Okay? I know, Blackhearted. So, Jenny Jin Jin, you look like a fool. Laura, Alicia, you look like fools. Alicia, do you realize in your pursuit to prove Laura a liar. You totally doxed yourself on your hospital bracelet, your birthday, everything. I don't associate with the RDA. But no, I'm not going to sit here and call out the RDA for you, Betty Baloney, or anybody else. I'm not calling out anybody for anyone ever again. See where that got me? Yeah, here comes the deflection. Here comes the, well, did you defend Starlight? No, I didn't, and I never will. Because, see, just like Diane the other night when she brought up this Chris Hansen thing, I couldn't help but laugh at the fact that she thought it was something new. But that would have been so much better to remain buried. I'm sure Starlight did not want that brought back up because there's a story leading up to Shangy doing that. And no, Diane, she can't get him for defamation or anything else because her name is not Hello Starlight. Her whole channel is based on a copyrighted cartoon. But I'm sure Starlight probably didn't want that brought back up. But she didn't have a problem going into Diane's and playing victim once it was brought up. People are just dumb, Captain Obvious, and I hate that. Do you need to be famous to be defamed? I don't. Archery, I don't know. But see, for everything that goes on, for most everything that goes on here leading up to something disgusting, something led up to that. Hey, Seymour. Exactly, Claring. But I have to admit, I did get a kick out of it with Diane thinking that it was something new. Hello, Republican Ash. That it was something, Domino Queen, that it was something new and that nobody had told her about it. Well, that's probably because Starlight didn't really want it out there because then the whole story's going to get told. Because I doubt very serious, and I don't know this dude, this Shangy or Shanghai or whatever his name is. But I doubt very seriously he did that just to be a dick. I guess he could have, but I think there's a story leading up to it. And I think the story was Starlight and them went live to make fun of him for defending Republican Ash, if I remember correctly. Hey, CC Ryder. See, Sarah, I don't even know. I saw the clip a long time ago when it was first put out. And after that, I kind of laughed it off. I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't even know you could. I never heard a cameo before. Marty, do you want to tank a link and give me a history lesson? Some videos were played of him admitting to doing disgusting things to a child's picture from his own mouth. Okay, well, yeah, Cat's Rule, you pay like $75 and you get these mediocre, I won't even say celebrities, but people known to send out shout outs to people. Or, I mean, you can get somebody to wish somebody like Chris Hansen or somebody to wish somebody a happy birthday or something like that. But there's, something led up to that dude doing that. And that's the problem around here. There's a group of people that think they should be able to run their mouths and there be no repercussions. Well, remember, when you're running your mouth about somebody, obviously it's the go low situation. Obviously not Speak Truth, because Starlight came in there very shocked that Diane was talking about it. Hey, Diamond Cutter. And Diane was very shocked that she hadn't been aware of it, which was kind of funny. I'm sorry. It was, Diane. It was funny. But what really sparked this live is the fact that 1 week ago, I was called to carpet because obviously Jenny knows that I'm the mother of an addict, to call Brian out. And I wake up to a video about Brian being a crackhead. I poured my heart out. I told YouTube what I was actually going through with my son. And I didn't even touch on the worst parts. And then when I'm having one of the worst days of my life, it goes down between Laura and Alicia. Laura calling Alicia's kid a loser or unsuccessful or whatever because he works at the Walmart. Alicia calling freaking, not MIT, but West Point to prove a point. I can promise you, if anybody on YouTube said that their children were in the space program to become astronauts and had an offer from NASA, but they had vertigo, so it was going to keep them out of the program, I would not pick up the phone and call NASA. Promise you. I promise you. I wouldn't do that. I'm not that invested. People spew lies out of their mouth all the time on here. I get accused of being a liar all the time, but nobody brings their lies to me. No, Alicia, I didn't dox him. You did on your own live stream. So don't come in here with that shit. I don't care where he worked. I'm sure he's a very lovely young man. Yeah, you did. And you doxed yourself. You ought to go take that community post down, because it has your birthday and everything on there. And you also called Laura's kids little bastards, little meth head babies, because you just had to outdo her, didn't you, Alicia? You had to outdo her. So, good answer, Alicia. Very intelligent answer. For somebody with your education, that is a very, very, very intelligent answer. I didn't know your birthday, and I damn sure didn't know your name, but I don't care. Leave it up. I don't give a shit. You're not going to come in here and start on Clary unless you're going to take a link, Alicia, and let Clary take a link and you all have your say. You're not going to come in here and start on Clary. See, that's what you do now, Alicia. You are the most thin-skinned person. Hey, clowns of YouTube. Hey, none ya biz. That I have ever met in my life. I did a stream about chili, a pot of chili, and you lost your shit over it. You're still coming unglued over a freaking leaf. Oh, no, honey, I'm not thin-skinned. Trust me. I had a bird shit on me one time when I was in Florida. Anybody want to go live about that? I can promise you I won't lose my shit over it because I had bird shit in my hair for a minute. You came into Wendy V's the other night. Wendy V clips me. She clipped Tawanda. And you started crying. Oh, I see how this works. You only clip people and play people you don't like. Well, two can play that game. So you ran over there and you went live. Do not call Republican Ash rash. If you want to call her Rep Ash, I don't care about MGL. I'm not building my channel off MGL's back, Alicia, like you and several others have done. If I wanted to do that, I would put her name in the title consistently, like you and several others have done. MGL is an asshole. MGL is a clown, is a fool. But somebody can say boo to you, Alicia, and you come unfreaking glued. What happened to you? And no, I'm not going to say what Randy said. Who hurt you? No, I had 2,000 subs before I ever left Laura, Alicia. 2,000 subs before I ever even left Laura. So know what you're talking about there, girlfriend. It is true. You're okay, Alicia, here's proof. You do a video about your ducks or your goose or geese or whatever, and you get 231 views. You go live dragging Molly, Laura, screaming, carrying on, calling people's kids bastards and everything else. You get 4,000 or 5,000 views. I know, Baruch. I hear that too. Bird poop is good luck. I don't understand that. I don't think having something bird shit on your head should be good luck, but what do I know? Goslings, there you go. Well, right now you're my content. Well, you weren't till you came in here acting a fool. Okay, Betty Bologna, you make one more comment about Artria's home because now it's real easy to know who you are. You will be deleted. Okay? I was looking forward to watching you go out in the swamp and do a live about that little kid. I was looking forward to that. Alicia, if you think you can sit in here and defend what you said about Laura's children, you are fucked in the head. You are fucked in the head. If you can sit in here and defend going at addiction after what you've been through, you are fucked in the head. She posted someone else's content on Zach and Addie. I didn't watch it. I don't know. If you can actually defend that live stream you did the other night, then I'm sorry, Alicia, you are screwed in the brain. You got a problem. And when you get up there and scream and carry on, I don't have no problem going real life. We know, Alicia. We know. It was so important to you to prove Laura a liar that you called. So important to you to prove Laura a liar that you freaking called West Point. You're way too invested, girlfriend. Way too invested. I don't care that her and Laura go back and forth. I could give two shits less. But when kids and addiction start getting drug into it, you lose. Both of you. Losers. Losers. Okay, we're not going to talk about Alicia's finances because that's something else that makes no difference to me. So please leave her finances out of this. That's something else that shouldn't be attacked. I have no problem coming on here and saying I'm a broke bitch. I don't know, Alicia. You just said I have never went bankrupt to somebody. So obviously somebody mentioned your finances. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with your finances, Alicia. Trust me. And if there are, I hope it gets better. Okay. Okay. I don't know what else to say. Sorry, I'm reading chat. Yeah, the adults are here. Yay. It'll be all right, Sergeant Slaughter. We'll get through it. Hey, Yarnfield crew. I know, Alicia. I know. That's why I just said, please don't mention Alicia's finances. because I don't think we have to go there. Just like we don't have to call people's kids losers or little bastards or little meth babies or um okay, stop it, you all. Who cares if she is broke? Everybody's broke right now. It's a broke kind of world. We're in a pandemic. Come on. Food is off the charts. Rent has gone up 100 times here in the United States. Come on. All right. If there's a troll in here of Ross Dog, get him. Okay, Betty Baloney, because you won't come in under your real account and you're obviously one of the ponies, I'm going to go ahead and just show you the way out because you're not just going to sit here and go after Ash continuously. Lord, have mercy on your poor reaching soul. Who are you talking about? Alicia, you basically did call them meth babies because you made it very clear that the only men Laura can bed down are crackheads. And then you went on to say they were having sexual relations under Laura's roof. And trust me, it was all heard. But it's the truth. So you know what's going on under Laura's roof. You know that her kids are headed down a bad path. I mean, come on, Alicia. Stop it. Hey, hybrid. The first thing I did when I opened this live was say something about Laura calling your kid a loser or unsuccessful or whatever it was she called him. It shouldn't have been done. It should not have been done. I am bringing it up, Alicia. I sure am, because this is YouTube. She attacked my kid first. Just proved my point. Kindergarten rules. Like One Wind would say, kindergarten rules. She called my kid a loser, so I'm going to call her kids little bastards and that they come from meth heads and that they're on the wrong path. And yeah, good job. Kindergarten rules. Now you want to explain why you came into Wendy V's the other night and lost your shit? When all Wendy V was doing, I was asleep. I missed it. But all I was doing, I mean, all they were doing was having fun. They didn't even go low and pull some really bad clips. Exactly. No one can mention a leaf in your hair without you coming unglued. Other than to John Crimes, Alicia, I've never said anything racist. Do you really want to go here, girlfriend? And I made my apology. Who cares if it's a lie? It's a leaf. You even said you had a shoot that morning. I'm a racist. I'm a racist. You, lady, are a thin-skinned, insecure little bitch. You are a thin-skinned little drug-shaming little bitch. You can't even handle a stream about chili. Oh, now I'm an old hag? Now I'm an old hag, Alicia? Oh, like I don't know my age. Well, everybody knows your age right now because you doxed your damn self, you big dummy. I'm not thin-skinned at all. Hey, Tia Hodge. I'm not thin-skinned at all. I didn't carry on when Laura did the live about my son and used the hypodermic needle. I might have talked about it once or twice. I didn't carry on for no freaking year and a half about it. You're a thin-skinned, you sound like a scorned lover every time you open your mouth about Laura or Marissa or anybody else on here. That's what you sound like, Alicia. And you thought going as low as you did the other day was becoming of you? Wrong. Wrong again, girlfriend. People tell you you're beautiful. They tell you that your costumes that you wear during Mardi Gras are gorgeous. That's not enough for you. You're way too high maintenance, mentally high maintenance, mentally. Yeah, go make better candles because that's the big battle. My candles are better than your candles. My candles are better than yours. My candles are better because I use soy wax. My candles are better than yours. That's what you and Laura sound like. That's what it sounds like. Well, she reached right into Diane's real life, didn't she? But when Diane talked about going legal, not that she was going to, it scared the shit out of Alicia. And Alicia's like, oh, I'm sorry, I did this. But that's between Diane and Alicia. I don't give a shit. I didn't agree with people going real life into Diane. I don't give a shit who she is. I don't care who she is in real life. She scammed the community. Boom, done. She took money from what could have gone to sick children. Boom, done. I don't have to know who she is personally. I don't have to know who her ex-mother-in-law is or where she lives or I have to do that. To see how Alicia comes in here, she'll probably go live here in a minute and she'll carry on like a fool and she'll probably attack my son. Which, by the way, you all will be happy to know that he did finally break down and call me and ask to go into treatment. So can we have a little prayer for my son that he stays into treatment and that this time it sticks? Alicia doesn't pay her bets. She didn't pay Wendy V. And then she says you can't gamble on YouTube. Well, you shouldn't have made the bet then, Goofy. And see, I wasn't even going to focus this on Alicia, but she came in here acting like a fool. This is what she does. She literally goes into a full-blown tizzy. Yeah, just pray that he hangs in there. He walked in on his own. Let's pray that he stays the whole time. Because he can walk out anytime. And he's done it before. But right now, I'm sitting with bated breath. So now I'm going to get a live about I'm an old hag. I am an old hag, y'all. Well, I'm old. I don't think I'm haggish. I'm actually quite fun. Thank you, Mac 11. You can ask any of my real peeps. I'm a blast. But when I see bullshit on here and I want to come on my own panel and call out bullshit, what's wrong with that? Everybody does that. Sarah, I'm so worried about what his bottom really is. And I've said it before. But for today, for right now, to the best of my knowledge, because I can't talk to him for 1 week, but I did take him a pair of shower shoes yesterday. He's where he needs to be. If he wants to work it, it will work. I've seen too many success stories. But he's got to want it. And that's, I can't even go into what I've been through the last week. Okay. I mean, it's just insanity. I have gone to the ghetto to pay off a dope dealer. It's just crazy. It's totally insanity, but I did it. And I did it because my son was selling dope for this guy because he owed this guy money. And my biggest fear was my son was going to sell somebody a bad batch of dope and somebody was going to lose their life over it. That was, yes, he called me asking for help, asking for treatment. That was my biggest fear. And some may say, well, wasn't your biggest fear was that your child would die from a bad, well, he did 2 weeks ago. They brought him back to life. And yes, that is definitely a big fear. It's a fear I've lived with for 20 something years. That's why when the addiction thing gets to rolling out here on the YouTube streets, and this goes back to Jenny Jin Jin, who called on me to call out Brian. Thank you, wow, seriously. I try. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I've made my mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes. Hell, I'm probably the biggest enabler in the world when it comes to everybody in my life. Most certainly my son. But I can't just, my job is to keep him alive. But Jenny Jin Jin, thank you, Courtney, called on me to call out Brian for going at Carla about Carla's son who had suffered from addiction. I did it. I ripped the scab off. I went at Brian. I did it in a way that I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I didn't rant. I poured my heart out there. Only to wake up and see that Jenny Jin Jin has made a video about Brian being a crackhead. So basically, I opened my soul to all of you and told my personal story, hoping that it would touch somebody enough that they would understand that addiction is not something to make fun of people about. It's not something to accuse people of. No, I see the videos Brian's made, Samara. But I'm not calling on anybody to call him out like Jenny Jin Jin did me. Personally, the videos that I've watched, thank you, Domino Queen, the videos I've watched have been about Hondo. And Hondo seems to be taking it much better than Jenny Jin Jin has. But I can see, Samara, where you've kind of teamed up with Jenny Jin Jin. And that's okay. I still adore you, Samara. If he wants to put out a video of his wife having a seizure, who are we to tell him he can't do that? It might be in bad taste, but for God's sakes, Brian's been in bad taste since we've known him. Well, I'll just say, Samara, that I've seen you in Jenny Jin Jin's when before I hadn't. We'll just put it that way. I've seen Jenny Jin Jin in Carla's when before I hadn't. But we all know what's behind Jenny Jin Jin's, her ulterior motive. Ooh, somebody's fighting with Brian. I'm going to get in there. Bye, Pink. Take care. Hello, Dana, a little bit. Long time no see. Remy. No. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying excuse him. Samara, you're missing the whole point here. I was called on. That's right. Nobody's kids are any better than anybody else's. I was called on to go after Brian for what he said about Carla's son. And I did it. I did it. I opened up my heart and I poured my story out there, hoping it would make a difference. But then Jenny Jin Jin made a video about Brian being a crackhead. So the next time she calls me to the carpet, Samara, I'm going to rip the son of a bitch out from under her and watch her bust her ass. Exactly, Remy. Exactly. You got a problem with what Brian said to Carla, but you don't have a problem with what Jenny Jin Jin said to Brian, when in reality, both of them were attacking addiction, which is a disease. Hey, mac and cheese. So if you're not willing to stoop low enough to attack somebody who has cancer or diabetes or lung disease or heart failure, if you're not low enough, if you're not willing to stoop low enough to use that against somebody, then for the love of all that is holy, quit using addiction. That goes across the board. That's not this side. That's not that side. That is as human beings. Because take it from somebody who has a son that suffers from the disease of addiction. I've never walked away from him because I would not walk away from him had the doctor said he's got cancer. So I'm not going to walk away from him or belittle him because he has addiction issues, because he's an addict. That's all I'm saying. That's it. I'm not taking one side or the other. I don't care who battles with who. But there's a point that you get to when you're in these battles with people where no matter what they said to you, if you went even lower, you lose. See, Alicia wants to come in here and call me a racist, all because of the John Crimes thing, which I've apologized immensely for. I know I'm not a racist. Everybody that knows me knows I'm not a racist. But I learned my lesson. I got brought out of character, and I'll never let it happen again. See, that's the difference. I learned from my mistakes. I'm not perfect. I make them. And I'll probably continue to make them every single day for the rest of my life. But I learned from them. A true racist, they don't think what they say is a mistake. They don't regret what they say. But the things John was saying about me were pretty unbecoming also. But let's not go there. Because right now, I don't really have a beef with John. I don't give a shit about John. I said my apologies. I've moved on. I don't watch him. He's doing his thing. I'm doing mine. We can all make mistakes. The point is do we learn from them? And I don't think we are. And I'm not even going to say this community, because I don't even know what this community is anymore. It's not true crime. Ever since Diane ran to Dave, and everybody came together as one. Hello, Michelle P. I don't even know what it is anymore. I just kind of stand over here by myself because I don't want to be a part of it. But if I see something or hear something that actually bothers me enough to go live, that's my right. And I won't be stifled. Not by the trolls, not by somebody going live and raising hell about me. Of course, Kathy. Of course. She won't take a link. But I fully expected that. The Truth, who is a confirmed racist. Science Girl, who is a confirmed liar. Who is a confirmed thin-skinned, addiction-shaming little biatch. Whatever. Have fun over there, Alicia. You couldn't take a link over here, you puss. You wouldn't take a link over here, you puss. Your word means nothing. Nothing, Alicia. Nothing. Because you wouldn't get up here and back what you say. So for you and the clowns in your chat, they should be saying, Alicia, why didn't you go on her panel and give it to her? Why didn't you go on her panel and rip her an ass? That's what they should be saying. Stuff Sunnyside. So I'm going to jump off here. I hope everybody has a great day. Yes, if people are going to continue to use addiction as a jab, then I'm going to continue to speak on it. And I don't care who you are. Jenny Jin Jin, you, ma'am, are a fool. And Alicia, you, ma'am, are a thin-skinned 13-year-old who can't handle the truth. See you around the tubes, folks.